for your time with that. Number will messages ringing on or 0550596929. Coming faster than it be, and my Bayport savings and loans are not paying. A Bayport at Daroma. I don't pay Pacho one more boy a year, papa. Bayport is Minkaka was said, and they work it at 5,000 Ghana cities and above. One more Jessica on a investment. I bet to me about Sikano, I will more home at the morning in a nothing. One more to me at the washing. There's a show for the same Bayport today. One more number one, the whole day. Ghana hanging on a banner fixed deposit. The Whooper Bank and pay a dim walk to the party. And your Bayport savings and loans. I don't pay the wood here. We a businessman, businesswoman. But your Buddha dinner would be a driver union, more for me cooperative. But your Nina. So one can crack mortgage in Bayports are no pay for Nina and Bra. Besha now move for Jumana fee and for so be Brenano Emra was sick and so Emma. We are individual, but you will be to me. I ye. Now the Ohian is what Ghana card and for wholesale what the Bayport for a year Jumabo, so your account holder with Bayport savings and loans of what you will buy. One more bedge was so that one will be account to be at the amount. Fixed deposit to the Bayport to the other and a one more day when you know at Tenassi. I feel one more to me and negotiate with the level of interest and to say about Sikano so at the amount. But to make profit on your principal, and pay for home money, Nabura Bayport Savings and Loans branch BMO across the country. That would want more any and cover. Bank cry, I'll be Coco Lemley ATTC school in Champagne. The Hona will be home Bayport Savings and Loans. And I'll pay for one more on 0245 153283 0245 153283 and after 0263 007922 0263 007922. Now when the Bayport Savings and Loans ending command of pay, I shall one more bedje was so Bayport the whole day. Now, not scientific about clinic and research center for the Roma. But you one more ultra modern equipment and the advanced cancer who do a party. One more a year at the amount. Laboratory services are who do a hearing in an pay. Not scientific and research clinic for the Roma. But you one more bathing in an amount. You decline a electrocardiogram. ECG scans are who do I get the for Wakoma home and challenges are abba and Wakoma no a one more to me at the draw at the association at the amount. After a ban ultra modern laboratory scans are who do I say we in but your hand and feed the papa in no and walk. I amount a full body scan. I bet me a boa a year hinting in our only pediamono at the appear. Not a chimney abwa yepa. Ultra scans are who do in but you're not scientific for that room. When we in no a warm was shaking. After what per se we physiotherapy. One more a war equipment a hold a war but you'll buy one more a bemu you so a beboa yepa. And they area babeswe with so and but you do want to near so and as a social condition I will pursue a deal to near this one. Your dietitians I will provide the exceptional services at the mouth. No pay bra, not scientific for Australia. Not when you made him come on, but you're holding in a to be tracking and say the modernized equipment and I detected challenges in the area and you know draw at the account. I feel would tell me who are bone related diseases, but you'll be a hodoma when you fracture. Hodoma now Cassie Morio and our challenges be about Cassie Mobiano. No pay one not scientific about for a new common. One more year about heart related diseases. One more number one. Specialized at your clinic in Ghana and no pay two and a more core. One more ebeboa year. So STI said I joined the Pedriano Abortua and no pay for the now in the scientific and research clinic for any and common. Now one more bedje was suye papa. About the detoxification. Physiotherapy cancer hold warning in an one more a year. And a person would say any oban cry ha one more crabata no a yemino. Yedika was Spinters Road, no, so Rainbow IT Electronics Building in China. And if you would do Typhon, so one more Fairview Guest House, and China, one more year adjacent, and pay one more any income. Say, oh, come on, send it in Pachabo. Job who not scientific about for a war. I hear my cocobe, not when you were more any and come on pay. 0244 120 267 269 0244 120 269. Now, when a not scientific herbal and research clinic for any command pay. Now, one more pay na Yanko Ahomanishan Office of the Special Prosecutor. The Special Prosecutor himself, etimi and some for Eddie and Como na akwako fan sembebre na no Eddie Ababa. Many lawyer labi any enkomo anopai na meneno enkasa ewo we ho lawyer Isaac Minta labi a private legal practitioner na anopai meneno any enkomo counsel pacho to make a good morning and pom to saying
good morning o nyame ade me hoye na mo so e
erade adom wo de enso yenkwa ache ya anopai dedika here da say waje ye so and first of all Andra the special prosecutor himself acting as a press conference and Ghana for Eddie Nkomo and raise concerns on issues one more egosua one more investigation Eddie Efri na so now the kind yes we declare say Urakeno Furiata former finance minister fugitive what the Nehua Kangra and they one more penman abeyi semanwa one more enhu baby wafa Nkomo mami entio ewo yo
yechia atiepo me jidi say special prosecutor ewo ho kwan say obabe say ade and if say wo he nense mo be kan ya wa person anka obenya former finance minister Kenoporiata na anko baba ono anka se baba na o matoto na no apense mo kakra bia fini ho but em say the edikan no o no ama o mane lawyers in the show let the call na sa let the edikan the call no no much say bibi no mu hia omo lawyers no betimi eyi ano but we mu say unya asemo betimi afa lawyer dia enso enya lawyer no begina dakem maka wase mama o na begina dakem na kan wase nti eba ni investigation na ye hia wa wankasa obekọ ne mu no lawyer betimi no wako se ne be ya questions bi ho na yi bisa ono betimi aboa motimi eyi ano kon ya betimi aboa nti can say you have the right to a lawyer. It doesn't mean the lawyer be kujina dakem na waka wase mama kwa na beka na lawyer no be boa amwetimi aka wase intina senior omo lawyers through the command special prosecutor said omo betimi be yi nsem na no de ama no de gidi say no na ne kwan no intina OSP ho kwan so be rejected no e demand say obeba because so what say uni ho our medical attention inti say obi na emra be you as man no ma wa me nyi say no sa ne sa koyi sa intina say ho kwan so bobogu no an sisi so beba inti no achi ansa na fe sa de nkata ba say medical condition no the honesty o kakra omontimi anya specific as to when obitimi aba but the ban investigation see na say wa committee crime it's not like say obitimi atina baby na over dictated the pace na the investigative institution no mo no eto twen ma wo mo aba be dictate when you can make yourself available and all of that and no enye jumasa when you create that kind of impression you push the investigative authority to begin to use the enormous powers they have against you because the law endows them with a lot of power to be able to ensure say ban investigation on crimes committed against the state or even any individual they can proceed to do proper investigations and where there is enough evidence they can proceed to charge you for court. I believe say based on the documents I have seen so far maybe it's an issue of proper communication or being able to convince the special prosecutor say you genuinely are out there on medical concerns and not because you want to abscond from the country with the intention of not returning to answer the charges that may be suspected against you. So almost to me any special prosecutor me nyankita ho almost to me nyanti as yes genuinely no so medical condition bintina won't be my I think say be special prosecutors with me nya gidi kakra ya kakra But say, over try to dictate the pace for the investigative institution there. When you do that, you set them off to trigger their powers against you, and that may not be your best interest.
But many are of the opinion. Say, I mean, the office of the special prosecutor, the lawyers say, it is just to win political points. I mean, even though on your political person, but just to tell the government say at least Juma. Now people also question the fact to say na unim says nyina why hasn't steps been taken in ensuring say because the presumption is say Kenufuriata has been in the country before his travel.
Well, with respect to the earlier part, which is to say, sir, he's not a politician, but he's doing this, to probably attract some attention to himself and all of that in India. I really cannot speak to that because there's nothing in the man's face that can determine what is in the mind.
Okay.
The OSP is an office set up by our own taxpayers' money. He has a duty to perform. And so, I see it as early days yet. We can give him the benefit of the doubt. Now, let's see how things go. Because if at the end of the day, nothing really comes out of it, then we will have cause to, say some of the things that we are saying. But for now, at least we can give him the benefit of the doubt. There has some discretion under his belly to be able to use and to be able to decide as to when to come out and all of that. And so let's not read anything into it right now. If I'm given the opportunity to express my view on that, and then let's give you some time and let's see how things go. Because just like my brother, the first deputy speaker of Parliament said, you give a man a very long rope and you end up, hanging himself. And so let's give the special prosecutor some rope, and let's see how far he goes with the rope that is given to him.
But who hear the details of the press conference? Any major issues or boss or issues associated with SML deal, plus a year ambulance EDA, any a year national cathedral? I mean, are these substantial issues abba in the public domain for debate on several occasions? Oshe ambulance yeah, and you run some local jet black and a cover issues in by substantially office of the special prosecutor no enshedan kan hohwe besi se endra or yeah press conference the GDA no net trust na Ghana for a no to see to the end of all these issues. I mean, how do we trust the office of the special prosecutor to deliver this time round?
Like I said, I doubt if Wamba out with the press conference, Anka Imubi Hokra, Anka Ibehu Sebia, he's even investigating them. So what you say, investigations, about openly, all of a sudden.
Yeah.
It be a whole more undercover kakra, behind the scenes kakra. Now collecting information. You may even be interview people when they are not even aware, say you are doing actually investigating anything. And you pick a lot of information on the ground, so you put them together, you connect the dots. Then you probably get a fair idea of how you want to proceed. And yes, I can understand some of these things have been in the public domain for a while, and we could have done far better. Well, it's better late than never. So you say no number out. So now who say he's working on it. And you see, who say he's doing investigation on all these areas. Let us see how far he goes and how he ends it. Because, like you said, these are matters of heavy public interest, and we all want to see how it turns out at the end of the day.
Very well. But Council, before I let you go, I mean, Andra, the Attorney General so are reasons for discontinuing a lot of cases by Wafile and Nolly Prosequa, indicating said there are some of the cases not a work court substantially evidence one table so no enya idea ebetimi aboa no mana to akoso a prosecute. Now he also brings in some of the issues that has to do with the personal conduct of the former Attorney General Ora Godfred Yeboah Dame. Concerns see any reason see justifiable enough to indicate a discontinuation of an ongoing case a work court now?
Nolle prosecutorial, a common law right, a common law, prerogative that is that is reserved for the state, and for that matter, the Attorney General. One who can submit me exercise at any time. Now, the mayor who say, sorry, so who exercises that right now? Even the court, Obeko, Akofalesa, Nolle prosecutorial, the judge or case in who can submit I didn't know, yes, sir. It's not like there's something that you can just get up and say you want to do it, but it's a right that you have, and if you want to use it, the law allows you to use it. It has been used. I think the Honorable Attorney General Dominic Ayini has because Mamuno or every no semi church maname church in intimation, and the law allows him to do that. But he has actually come out to explain to us why he has done it, and that I think is a good thing, so that those who don't seem to understand will have a fair idea of why he did it.
Okay.
But going to the substance of those cases, me and I case you could tell say a lot of those cases in terms of how to be able to get even a conviction would have been difficult because the evidence were not sufficient enough to be able to obtain a conviction against any of the accused persons, because a lot of us were following. And even if memos internally, the aegis officer advises the prosecution should be terminated because sufficient evidence is available. And so that alone should buttress and to lend credence to the fact that even those of us who were not privy to the full details, our appreciation of the facts and our view say there wasn't sufficient evidence. There was some credibility to it. And I think it's the right thing he has done. Prosecution, if you don't do it properly, it turns out to become a persecution. If you don't have evidence or sufficient evidence, because the law, always creates a threshold which you must meet before you move to the next level. If you are unable to meet the threshold, it's not even about whether the person has committed the offense or not, because we are guided by principles of law. One of which is that it is better to set free 1,000 criminals than to jail one innocent person. If you have a proper understanding of this simple principle, who say, so we need enough evidence, let the person go. Don't go and waste everybody's time. And where you don't have enough evidence, the likelihood of you going to jail an innocent person is very high. And so then that also destabilizes society, because when people don't have trust and confidence in the judicial system and the legal process in the country now, it creates a lot of imbalance. It allows people to go ahead and do their own things. Into that principle, as you see it, it really has a lot entailed in it. And where you always, that's why it also comes with the principles of fairness when it comes to litigation. And so who need sufficient evidence, don't go to court until you gather the evidence. This same principle even applies to even arrest and detention in and to where other countries are more advanced to the level where before even a police officer can obtain a bench warrant for the arrest of a suspect or somebody, you have to swear to an affidavit, because a statement that has been made on oath. And if it turns out that the other on oath then another crime can now be proffered against you, even as a police officer on perjury. And litigation is not something you just get up and just charge people. You must do that, so we have the whole investigatory department. Your duty is to ensure you go out there and collect evidence if they are in. You don't go and manufacture evidence, and you don't go and get people trying to coerce them, to be able to go and fabricate evidence. And no. All those things are not allowed. And so says it, even to the extent that there are memos within the AG's office, they indicate there is no sufficient evidence to support a charge. Case now he has exercised that prerogative that he has as an officer of the state, as an AG. Nolle prosecutorial, he has entered it. He has no duty to come and explain why he did it. Even the judge sitting on the case cannot even ask him why. But he has done us a lot of favor to come out and explain things to us. He has done a great job, and I thank you for that.
That is to you, more legalists, no, knowing the very technical terms. But I mean, Ghanaians entirely, people are talking about the fact is this is a government, more person more fighting corruption, with the thriving or the operation of a year, the oral. Now there are so many reports, team now submitted, Ediama president, Ediama AG, and I mean, how do you come back to prosecute some other issues? Bewo oral report in him whilst what discontinue others at the very early stages of the government. How about that? How do you respond to people who have such assertions?
No, prosecutor does not stop the states from coming back to charge you.
Okay.
It doesn't. And you see, at the point where you take the decision to charge, it should be at the point where you've already gathered sufficient evidence that, in your considered opinion, you can prosecute and be able to secure a conviction. That is when you take a decision to go ahead and charge. You don't go ahead and charge and now go to look for evidence to come and support the charge. That is wrong. Okay. And if at the time of charging the person you don't have the evidence, it means the charge now will prefer against the person and wrong and improper and unfair and illegal. These are the legal procedures. And if oral now through the oral process, it means additional evidence which may be at the time the charges were being preferred, we didn't have. Well, luckily it has been discontinued. So it gives us the chance to go back. And then now that we have additional evidence, which combined, put together, gives us sufficient evidence, we can lead to, a possible conviction. Then, of course, like I said, no prosecutor who enter, it doesn't stop the state from coming back to charge you.
Okay.
They can proceed to do a fresh charges and then proceed with the case afresh.
Very well. Counsel, I'm highly grateful for your insight.
You're welcome.
Very well. And that is Lawyer Binta Labi speaking to us, private legal practitioner, on the issues of the Office of the Special Prosecutor and the Attorney General, so and justification what they buy. But ma yentie the Attorney General, Dr. Dominic Ayine, and explaining the issues to us. Ma yentie no Embra.
Lightly. I wish to make it abundantly clear that I did not take these decisions lightly. As I indicated above, I consulted widely and reviewed the files diligently before coming to a decision on each of the cases. You would note that in some cases, such as the Snake case and the banking cases, I withdrew the charges against some of the accused persons, while others are still under consideration. I am keenly aware of the need to balance the public interest, in this case, against the interests and rights of the accused persons. Also, as Attorney General, I take absolute responsibility for all the decisions so far taken. I am not under any instructions or pressure to discontinue any case or to bring charges against anyone. Those who are in a haste to tag His Excellency the President of the Republic as a clearing agent should hasten slowly, because he is not responsible for prosecutions and has not directed me to drop any case. Moreover, with the exception of one charge of bribery in the Opuni matter, in respect of which, no evidence was laid, none of the persons affected by my decision so far has looted state resources. I wish to make it
and
abundant.
that is the Attorney General, Dr. Dominic Ayine speaking, and the justification about the reasons in tier cases in the Honoma, what discontinue. There are some of them what say evidence beyond any Honoma, ebetimi abua ma prosecution no etimi akoso. But just after that, before one on a press conference, now the Office of the Special Prosecutor and so etimi edi enkomo ene Ghana fo nyina no akasa ma yenti owura kisi ejaben na yembra.
Transmitted through his, in any case, the purported medical letter transmitted through his lawyers to the OSP did not state so or demonstrate so. The OSP is unconvinced that the purported medical letter transmitted by Mr. Oforiatta through his lawyers to the OSP represents a medical report to the effect that Mr. Oforiatta is incapacitated or is so sickly and invalid to the extent that he is physically unable to return to the jurisdiction without imperiling his life. No serious law enforcement agency, and certainly not the OSP, will be convinced that the purported medical letter stops it from demanding the physical appearance of Mr. Ofori-Atta before it in the described circumstances. We are of the firm conviction here that this is only a ruse employed by Mr. Ofori-Atta in aid of his intention to avoid returning to the jurisdiction and to personally answer questions in respect of the investigations. We are convinced that the real intention of Mr. Ofori-Atta is what was communicated to the OSP in the very first letter transmitted by his lawyers on 31 January 2025. That is, he has left the jurisdiction indefinitely. That was what was communicated to us at the first instance, and that is his intention. He has no intention of willingly returning to the jurisdiction. That much is clear to us. Consequently, ladies and gentlemen of the media, the OSP declares Kenneth Nanaya Ofori-Atta a wanted person. He is a fugitive from justice. The OSP will take all necessary legal steps to secure his return to the jurisdiction and attendance at the OSP. And this is to Mr. Ofori-Atta. You have two choices. You can either return to the jurisdiction voluntarily, or the OSP will enforce your return. Third, the OSP has also commenced investigation into suspected corruption and corruption-related offenses in respect of an alleged embezzlement of 1.3 billion cedis from the Unified Petroleum Pricing Fund, UPPF, at the National Petroleum Authority, NPA. The investigation primarily targets the following persons: the coordinator of the UPPF, Mr. Jacob Amwa, NPA staff Frida Tando, NPA staff Wendy Ashon Newman, and the former chief executive of NPA, Mustafa Abdul Hamid.
That is the special prosecutor, Orakisi Ejaben, Andra, speaking to press. Now, the explanations the correspondence are about between the lawyers of Oraki and Ofori-Atta, and then the very officer will not occupy anana watcheche mo say letters ahodo pina no aba the kind letters lawyers no etro by say Orakisi Ejaben ora Ken Ofori-Atta emfa no rather no were two quines say or call akwakosan ho yare ne ade ni nyina no to him the office of the special prosecutor no onye convinced about such indications because one first letter one di kan e de buy no and say ye ura Ken Ofori-Atta yare but rather no indicate say obi a watu kwan a wonim da kro be san so aba nachi enti the excuse of afei de wo yare a wokosan ne ho yare no is neither here nor there but wo two major issues to deal with. Some of the issues no SML contractor one more assigning about GRA the petroleum downstream and upstream Sikai free hoba and they said they be on bit me assure up the contract Emma SML said no na on Jessica and say revenue generation no baby a buy expecting no a timid draw since our contract no there is a lot of concerns about it and they as I say Ken Ofori-Atta yin sembebre na ano ebano ambulances ye kokra ye at the buy would say President Akufo-Addo time no or the one district one ambulance buy the servicing of those ambulances contractor one more award ye edema a private company and also honsem plus issues bebrea national cathedral no any sika or Ken Ofori-Atta these are concerns about the issues a lot of answers are required from him because we know that sikani bebre honoma otutua ye any ade enti Ken Ofori-Atta options no mienu say either say wono ankasa ede ne ho beba na afensem bisa hodo a special prosecutor no will be a wetimi ebisa na wono nso dia no ye na ba ananso say wa madia na emra kwan so no office of the special prosecutor no fachemi ebe force no ama wetimi aba eno ene enkomo a Endra OSP no transpired na no no yabeba parliament na yahwe Endra the cause parliament because issues are ye kan ho asem ye nyina no minority no raise concerns emrashe bedwam say ene no it looks as if say ora kind of reactor no kra before say any OSP bekasa no kra na asrafo ene nkrophobia womo enhyeda enim womo abo awrani fie akwakoye search ni ade ewo ho for that reason no womo ho ne se enye kwan papa so ana womo nama womo eyesa ade no ma yenko parliament na yenhwe ne yentie de endra ekoso ewo ho.
Mr. Speaker, with respect, let the records reflect that this side of the House brought this matter up, questioning the mode of the action taken by state security operatives. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, the argument being made by my colleague is to the effect that the man has committed some crimes and we are defending. Mr. Speaker, let it be known by him. Let it be known by him that as he is now in this chamber, he is aspiring into public office. He is seriously lobbying to be made a deputy minister. Mr. Speaker, he has not even been recognized. It is some of these unguarded statements. That is why he has not been recognized. Mr. Speaker, we are talking about the mode of the raid, the arrest. We are not saying that if the state has evidence against Ken Ofori-Atta, you shouldn't try him. Mr. Speaker, if indeed there is an issue against him, the state can try him. Then he can have access to his lawyers.
Leader.
But you cannot accuse him that the man is guilty.
Leader, I'll come to you. Because you have your time so that you can address all these things, please.
Mr. Speaker, he has to withdraw that part of the submission.
Leader, which part?
These are my views.
Go on.
Yeah, they are my views. The minority leader doesn't tell me what to say in this house. He doesn't dictate to me what I say in this house. And I'm saying that when as a government, you decided to violate the Public Financial Management Act with impunity, this day was coming. And it has arrived. The Public Financial Management Act is very clear. The Public Financial Management Act is very clear that you cannot commit this state to a multi-year contract without the Minister for Finance himself issuing a commencement certificate. And yet after he issued a commencement certificate, he was still drawing on contingency fund as if he didn't know about the project. And he thought that you could do that as long as you want. But the subject is that the OSP has spelled out the reasons why he's looking for him. And I'm discussing what the OSP is calling him for. That when he decided to engage in multi-year transactions and refuse the approval of Parliament, knowing very well the implications in the Public Financial Management Act, he knew that he would answer for it one day. And that you are now asking us to do what? Not to discuss the fugitive. We shouldn't discuss the fugitive. Is that what you're asking? Or to clean him up even though he's a fugitive? So when you came here, you knew that the product you were selling, you could not sell it. And we warned you. We warned you and you did. You can warn me as long as you want. But the important thing is that the OSP has stated.
Thank you.
The OSP has stated that he didn't send anybody.
Thank you,
Why are you running away? Why are you running away?
And those are submissions by the minority leader and then the Honorable Adongo on the majority side, and expressing concerns about a choir. This whole issue about the Office of the Special Prosecutor and I feel Ken Ofori-Atta SC Akono. I mean, major of the issues has to do with the fact that minority and you're so much happy about the development. But later this afternoon, the New Patriotic Party at the party's headquarters organize a press conference, and I presume it on the same matters and issues OSP Ede Abba Betuja. It's 17 after 8. Hi Kessben. I feel you are joining in here. Thanks so much for your time. Your numbers is 055 0567 929 0550 567 929 and any numbers are ye juma obetimi a join here live on Facebook na what the wadwen channel ede aba mamen koye juma emra na many imbustable Mr. for any enkomo emra ye ba abidwafo no ebetina se na ye nkomodie no efrase tweme ye ni nkomo emra mame emma wo mo achi na mema wo mo akwaba imbustable ibusi immune system no na eboa epeja ohona makwa no ama wo mo etimi ekotia yare bia ene imbusu ba ye yare a ehye wo so a na aka wato ho no ni nyina no eto etwa obapa Maakye te say
Nyankopon adom Mr. Speaker.
We are fine.
Christo adom bibia fine.
Imbus for ho ye.
Nyame adom ye nyina ye ho ye boosti nti nyame adom. Ye ni pedua ne wo so nyare wo nyina egu.
I see. Ekoyie
pa. Mati uni problem. Kwa mo nti na me dia ba.
My ni nkomo na me nti ofri imbus ta so ye.
Yo Mr. Speaker me da se na ya tena se say de ye na Nyankopon asibiem se wo de ache ye na afin so etiefo nyina no ye mama kwa ababiem abadwumadi kasie so any free sharp help said the matter that na sharp help say na ye imbustable Mr. Yesanmane say police ni no edro no ebi enesi manimu say na tie na wunya bi no mo a enye package no na efe keke na emom no edro na nkasa so eye adwuma yie pa che say ewura nipadua no ma say de me brother ka kire wo no wo si e boost immune system no na aboa nipadua na ma na tumi ako adinyarewa so nkonim sa na tie pepepe asem ni ye tiawa nipadua wo ni immune system wo nipadua ni no se no wa ahoden a ye nipadua na nkasa timi ko adinyarewa nyina so nkonim eti na ewu tie me na se yare bi chetew yare bi haw yare ota yare pa na che se nkwam wo nipadua ni no na ahoden no ekofom na eniema bebre so na nipa ye ya ema ye nkwam ano ahoden kofom ti na watwi yasema ye ka nyina ne se immune system de na ahoden enyina eye imbustable Mr. enti imbustable Mr. as your immune shield eno ene no eka ho asem so wo the imbustable Mr. ya obambofo ama immune system na nasa nkwam ano enti nkwam a wo nipadua nim so opese wo bo ho ban a na wo se wo the imbustable Mr. ema nipadua no ya number say didi juma 0246 20 84 96 0246 20 84 96 and 0540 71 01 13 0540 71 01 13 medofo na meka bibi se enioma bebre na nipa ye ya etimi ma ye immune system no na hoɔden ekɔfom yembre ni so a nanso so yebebobɔ kakra so ne a kyerɛ o senti a ɛwɔ sɛ wo de imbustable Mr. mani padua no na nkwamwa no enya hoɔden ewiase anasa asase so ɛwɔ ye wɔ lifestyle enioma bebre factors bebre a ɛma immune system na hoɔden no kɔfom ebi eye yedidie poor diet na kyerɛ sɛ wadidie na nkasa won hyɛda enidi yie anasa onuane na wudi no won hyɛda enya balanced diet nutritions na ɛwɔ no ɛwɔ fom kyerɛ enuane nuro na ɛwɔ waduane a wudi no sɛ wɔ fom wo sugar nuane a wudi no ɛdɔɔso a ɛkyɛn sɛ de wudi vegetables ni we na ebetimi ama wo how aba nkwam a yɛka ho asɛm yi ɛso ebi ana wadwuma a woyɛ wonya kwan tinetine wo mpom adwuma no wo sɔre kwa anopa na wo te hɔ no ma wo te AC asesa wontim wo bibia osomane akɔfa ɛde abrɛw wo soso a wo sɔre no wo anya exercise bia ɛna wakɔtena asesa wo ba fie no abedidi no wada ɛno a na wo so a wo yɛ mepacha wo anhwe a ebetimi ama nkwam ano na hoɔden akɔfom nanso ne nyina mu no imbustable Mr. yi wɔ hɔ sɛ epeja nkwam ana hoɔden etie bia wo tie mi na wo yɛ obi a wo ntantene tini wo mpom yie wadidie no ɛnhyɛ dantwa yie papa ɛma imbustable Mr. yɛ ka ho asɛm ɛma ne mpa wo ho da wo yɛ obi a onom nsaden obi o hono ma once ho obi no anu bi betie obi no mo ho omode ayo omunsu omonom me pacho imbustable Mr. yi ebe boost immune system no na nsaden a wanom ama nkwamo no ewuo no etumi apagya na ho odin ni ebiemu afen so so ye wo nipa bebra omo stress omo nya se nipa bebre mpo eya akoye se wiase nipa nyina ye stress ye ho esan se wiase kɔ nanim eti ahokyere no kwa na ekoso obia pese wo hwe na busua obia pese onya ba bi di ni tituo eti adwuma ne akeka aboso bebre ye nya kwan po na me free station bi na eba me nua ba ma me ne kasa o say me da 12 no ma sorry 3 me pa cho wote sa onkwam anu na ho odi no ebe kofom ekofom so nipadua no entimi enku nti anyarewa enti wo pon anom imbustable mystery na fa yi stress free nipadua nim na wo da obi oso kra de wonya bre so obeda na nso so ntumi na kra insomnia ye kanfo imbustable mystery edi amam afa environmental factors so a etimi kofa how de bre nipadua eye ye mfra ma ye say no ye de chemicals say ye nsuo e na afa so weather changes ni nyina etimi kofa how e de bre immune system no Nansi ebe ha code ti atese a enkure nya mpanimfo nya saa na tie e kan ye ho e na afeso ye chemicals a ye de ye niema sesei ensu a ye de chemicals ese no wonum bi ko nipadua ni ma ebetimi aha immune system no eno nti ne ye kanfo imbustable mixture e de ama wo se enioma ye bobosu eye dan a etoda kran from aboni nya wa na wo pese obehua wonam krom obi ka enwusi efiri to a eba no wontimi nya wo ho hwe ebi be ko mu no imbustable herbal mixture na fa Sani omeni nyina free nipadua nimu thousands era nipadua nimu nyina afa free mum afa ye wo nyarewa bebre medical conditions a eno so etimi kofa ohawbre immune system no nyarewa bebre ne era nipadua nimu kofa ohaw edibre immune system ne o yare bi ti say HIV virus ono kra de oba say de nanisi ye den no oba so obewiki immune system no eno nti wo beti a ye so obi nya AIDS a ye say ne nipadua no etimi nkunti anyarewa eti yare bia ba nipadua no so anaka adenti a HIV virus no abese immune system no wa wiki no ye kanfo imbustable Mr. Diama woni etuye nuan mo HIV virus ni bi se wo da dro sumpa wo de fa imbust no ka ho na fa boost immune system na sense we natural side effect bia enim ebebo papa ebia yare krankro so na aba diabetes cancer ni nyina wo nipadua nim kidney no ohawa ba ho liver no ohawa ba ho a doctor ama wadro de na so wan hwe betima wiki immune system no eti wasa wo di imbustable Mr. no epeja nkwamo na ho odin biem na etumi akon edisa anyarewa ne so nkunim afa ade ba akoso ne se nipa bebre no mu nuro bia obi okra won kan ho side effect ho no onhwe nipa bebre na anu mu nura etimi ewiki omu immune system ofa edro bia ye antibiotic a wonum ni bebra me pacho ebetimi wiki immune system no enu nti na se okoto antibiotic na se unkra doctor's prescription a pharmacy for mo nton ma me dofo awutie me se aye week anonti kakra bia na wo yare kakra bia na yare abani padua nim nom imbustable Mr. Police ni na dro no na emwa wo pa afa nipa bia wu nyina ya na wapomden no ente se obi a ya wo ne foforo ana obi oye babu no no nti no me papa no ma mutie me ye kanfo imbustable Mr. Diama wo se ebra wanya mfie aduosi anum ana 70 years a wo de kɔ wanimu yi wonom imbustable Mr. na ebepeja nkwamo na ho oden ama na nya ho oden soronko na nipa dua no etumi edi nyarewa ebe nipadua nim ene de aba no edi enesu nkonim imbusta ye ka ho asem yi no eboa ma moja so di afurusane yie boost immune system no ekra phytochemical compounds bebre eboa ma moja di afurusane yie na ebo ho ban free nyarewa bebre ho bacteria virus infections omura nipadua ma omokofa nyarewa edebre yi etimedofo awutie me adanse so ewo imbustable Mr. Hunti no ene ye kanfo dia ma wo se wonso wonum bia nyame ya dom na yare bi echeche wo no watumi edisu nkunim na afi wasan so abo ho ban afri nyarewa ho Ekus Pharmacy ewa Shaman Widama Pharmacy so wa Shaman hwa temana na boache wo ho okanshi drug na herbal shops akese ne nketu nyina ebi ewo mu afi Ghana hafa na babia pharmacy nketu na akese herbal shops akese ne nketu nyina obehu imbustable Mr. ewo honom onsaka bi na wo nom a kapo ketu na ehye so no benum tu anopa bra woni diye ewia benum tu enwumra akoda no anum tu ebeyi stress afri ni padua nimu na abo ho ban afri nyarewa ho afi ye numbers edidi juma obetumi afre ye 0246 20 84 96 and 0540 71 13 me dafo me di usi anaka hu se imbustable Mr. dia ya pomde mapa ena pomde mapa so ye imbustable Mr. enam se police ni na ye yenti ye ka imbustable Mr. Woji enso se opo sini na dro no yadamasi.
This is 92.9. 92.9 This is 92.9 the more variety. Perfect. 92.9. 92.9. The radio station that other radio stations listen to.
We are from Portsmouth, Canopy. Good morning,
Mr. Speaker. Mini Abema Speaker. The only Speaker. Mr. Speaker. Yeah, Mini Abema Speaker.
Speaker.
Good morning, Mr. Speaker.
Alright, for Maakye Anopay.
Mr. Speaker.
Alright, for
Bijin Super.
Anopay, you've got the eye of the Speaker.
It was it. But the Mukana Obietio. Then I'm what you had.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. Eba Netieno Obensha.
Man for a year. Wasa Amenfi East will be joining us as well shortly on the show. Now, yadin komodieni nyina no edeba na yene wo atwetwe the Endra a course so press conferences mienu a course so major ones the Attorney General and the Special Prosecutor himself and hon komo ewo hono ma yene wo eba ababedi na say ye kase eba no the Independence Day celebrations are national parade. President Akufo-Addo ba across the country na idea Osesa region no afibia o movie kwaha no movie edia kwaha. People said it was a good thing it was yetimi emulating. But as we speak, Andra, the minister in charge of government communications, Felix Kwachiofosu, etimi ede abain the trimopo ene ni nsusu nyina no e de aba betodwa henceforth ekwan ya yebefa so a yebedi yen independence anniversary no and share wo ho especially in the upcoming one 6th of March de no wo mo de nyina no e de aba adope yebedi ho enkomo na electoral commission Ashanti region and Northeast Council of State abatwa entimi Ashanti region there precisely entimi anwie pay abasabasa see wo ho no one more said next week on the 17th of February Monday and one betimi at Northeast there no epaye enti e was say one call for a real round and also easy say Monday Jode di anymore ebe and one betimi ahwe ato abanimi enu nyina no e de free ho enti that is the update a free electoral commission or on the sidelines of Northeast and the Ashanti region. And just for you to know, be informed on that. Now, Mamma, now from Pon Zigachi, now Memana Kwaba, go from Pon Margin.
Yeah, Kwame Jusu.
That's the same.
Nyamia Domara Kwabi Biaboko. Hey, Larry services. What's na Larry service. What's bra, you know, tuntuno. I don't know, fan of man on Babajiji. On Beji Lamborghini, Subulu. Kwame Diano. So no more. Kwame. We are Bema Kran, SS7 previous. I want to meet.
I name Pepper
Burkina.
Yeah.
Oh, be all Kwame.
Oh, be all.
On the any special. On the any day. Nuguchi for declare say concoction bi wo no Larry service Kwame Obama when you
okay
Obama akaka etu bezo ja no ara
oh me no be crache me turn back ko say first na ko omo eton wa traffic mo no wo mo de na e kama pa na me ko no ba ko bi ma me rani ya fiti on me no be 2 years ni me no be yes
ma me bi wa ha watua meba
oze
watua meba yima ya o Kwame ye security man me koto me eba bo baby o se siga de wa ha no ko ye nam si yima ene ja me koto Kwame 2 weeks ni me ampa me timi de eba
I see
ma me ne de ne nyenyenyenye atua me eba ebi na ayo
o Burkina obi tua me ya eye ni mo no ma wo traffic light na wo achimota new plan ho no mo no new plan ho yes echi I was o ton pa
I mahu
hona
how better to plant chips or
pa ha me pa antifiti ho no more than 2 years me ntobiem kra me hu ana betwem but Larry dey na dey dey be ko
oh you be call Larry service you be call
Larry fie dey right
fie dey pa Kwame na ya chia ko
te na no pay ohini
kwa FIFA be chia
ohini ya chia wa no pay why na eje easy okrom ha
ka FIFA
say bejo
mo fa camera no to me so na me ka se mo fa nche no be ma we treat so obi anu akatache FIFA
Kessben.
What I want to do, I grandma him out to natural with them. When you're doing a new free gem, we are you could name mappa. Come here, Fife. Come here, Fife. Are you conforming on what you try to mind?
Eba na eyo.
I say, go boy. Mene Kwame Appiah Kubi ade be wi lo kwasa se be ni okuwa.
Go boy, dey na robo go fa se mo eba.
Akwelo ya so kwe no di be di.
Video.
O de ba ko tokwa.
Run the doors so chrome her too much. Run the doors so. For me service I saw whatever. Oh, that the member this year the check. O de munya but beba. Microphone person be ka se bi ba mo ye de be ka se. Be ka se. Fact matching at say. We be fine. Oh, ka se go microphone di man I remember.
Say opposition now.
Opposition I there. Video microphone this so
that. Boa.
Opposition you call ye 2 months grandma you.
Eh now opposition dey 2 months in my and I just started declare for fugitive see. Yeah, we design che kasa TV so radio so there. What to an a trockrata am say. And some kind of Tom 5 years ago be you one no.
Oh that means you should start onye boni I
started the OSP intimidating him for my chroma. It's all good.
Oh, sir. Oh, OSP intimidating
come on. Until they know see any theatrics. They know see any theatrics.
But that is not the first time OSP press conference.
They know a CA any theatrics. Look at the sequence of events I see within this week. From Monday, it says say AG are discontinue some cases.
Yeah.
Tuesday, numre na ya say Richard Japa. You say Mami Monidin. And Ghana will be a name.
We do not know.
The pictures and the videos are out there. We are not purported. Majority leader.
Mona more purported say Richard Japa. Mona more posting videos in the pictures are mostly a year no. We have not.
And let me add this. Enra majority leader. Mahama Ayariga on the floor of Parliament. It's categorically say Richard Japa. And a ladies are team no or a part of national security.
Okay.
It is a Tuesday numre and a Wednesday or a Tuesday numre. Unya Richard Japa no free national security. A former finance minister Fie. A run a bedroom. You name the open hot. Videos no or in the bedroom. We saw the videos or the sitting room in the bedroom. You need the open or hot. I did change. Now what's when ya OSP about the theatrics. Eja Ankwan onye na to nyum bi no. Okay. Some few months ago.
Ankwan no ma.
The crab for there. And there. It's all funny and interesting, but it is good for the nation building. So no say na me kan no. Eja theatrics and just an attempt by the OSP to whether to look relevant, I don't know. But then I feel what he's doing, he should be a bit careful with the trend of so okono. But we've seen a lot of letters and a lot of evidence out there just say you need to operate na ho saade. Time will tell.
OSP na pray na ho.
Oh, chief operate na ho do.
Office of the special prosecutor, the special prosecutor himself.
Chief.
Ade na dan ni ntia.
Homeboy, enkomo ya no di ye me pa chewo. E de hin na e see last week a necessity say enro you do nkomo. These are issues that has been in existence for how many years now?
Very well. No so enchia na mechia. Enchia na mechia.
Buto no pay nyina ye hu aka ye nyina se ye di OSP ya start hu na yen Richard Japa. I start come for fie anajo. Abronkita any search warrant. Etimiti emisuro e bia me free na me kofie kwa na ehia me kwan mu so me pack me car no na ye me new bi achikra nko ba bia na me crash seme.
I see.
No.
Me da say mpacho your numbers no 0550567929 0550567929 and no any numbers no 0550567929 and no the text line no pay ya de ejuma na mbembra the honorable member of parliament for Amenfi East constituency Honorable Nicholas Abankwa homeboy atinasi homeboy Maakye na empomu to say
but join your media adum
who are no many aji.
That's the speaker.
Who ni party me who are no many aji.
Oh.
The microphone it in so kata. Constance boko there.
The speaker but join your media adum.
That have for our hell. Who now ni awe there. Nobody at you.
I'm a fee so be on here. Yes, we had that one say. Say, I bring na no, enya kwan na. any constituents in Ghana didn't come out through this platform. Maybe my constituents message abandoning agro.
Okay.
So I'm why late when I'm saying crime to say what's out traffic.
I was smooth tap.
Only our second term, maybe I want the MCS so free home. Second term.
That's because they won't come on.
Just open it about him. Now maybe I want to move.
Mr. Speaker, if I'm okay, sitting arrangement now in Parliament and I say
Parliament,
Parliament, position.
I'm going to man okay.
A position. That's a job. Mr. President,
they come and be our
they've said ultimate can with this. Make can say
the fans are right if I
last week or yes how
I buy more to say constituency to say
oh that's we get the coming that was and I'm in chair me paying for me no boom na some Ghana no pay through the biggest platform Mr. Speaker na me nya kwanya say me bomb me muna me chair me party paying for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the President of the Republic of Ghana, our national chairman, my dad, that's here doing Ketia, the entire national executive, our regional executive led by Nanatoko, my constituency executives, and I'm in so bibia na me chair was some in Fimahine to talk was a chotosum you know on your tranquil. The Speaker, I'm a constituency director. Yaket of A1 good, Cosby good, Ishmael, Omunine glue, Peace Aluminium, Michel Bibia, and then Menyon Kubin so, Madame Margaret, or Roman Catholic School was a crop when any birthday, Michiano, Mano, Awudapa. The Speaker, Parliament Boko, Party Muboko, na my constituency in Suboko. Okay, Monday and I'm a few constituency. Okay. Now share starting electrification challenges. I'm better now doing common.
Project national here.
Ministry minister and so I'll respond quickly. My many ECG for now starting ma. You injected transformers. See the baby stable power. Now I'm in fees in so I call him.
Okay.
And Rose near the end so no. Some of the communities now ready say on best supporting with a drip machine no na ya hwe na ya ye Mr. Speaker ya start here ya da almost for the corporate and the support over parliament Andrea now maybe na meet obo bobia na Andrea parliament here ni jepa say ya kebian shim na deputy minority chief whip yewra Indrusu also about ma a statement statement in the say Iraq and of Riata my invade the privacy into no statements na obemano na yera the leader of the house, that's the majority leader, yera Mahama Yariga e question almost say maybe I walk on a true someone jai near Fenya say oh no they are ready but hit ne start here yeah drink Ghana who didn't come on na omo request. It's you want to say, Mr. Speaker, I see a bit Parliament boko, and I ban on Nabibia boko, Nina say Iraq and Oforiata. A special prosecutor. Nanado down Kwakufa, then a buy. So, I say, prepare your beba, or as part of protecting the public person, no, or Babuano, on some strength institutions, you know. You all by now, him say, your bad institutions are fighting crime. Your Yoku, Sisi Omayeno, NIB, National Investigative Bureau.
I know you're different. BNI, no more than
NIB, BNI, no more than NIB. And your Yoku, and your war, what else? The police, CID, several Shraju. But Nanado say, or Bania or announce principles, or Bananado by an announce principle, Niguye. And I'm replacing with a what is it?
Office of the Special Prosecutor.
An Office of the Special Prosecutor, or in the Juma as expected of him. So me sometimes me shocked say, what's that here Juma? You know, I say Ghana and why ready say over fighting corruption no, or rather than ever fight
society never fight.
Shamani who are you could you black or come. But he has proved to everyone, say, he's honest and he's ready to help His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to succeed. Here, what is it, Jata, Sam George? Look at several our leadership. And if this is the way to go, Mbwa, special prosecutor has a right. As an another dead bear so on Juma. Now, me tie ne letter be a Ninsemono, the amount for can say. Also, Obra or notify Yera Kenoforiata. So, Muhiane so may in Sembiano. No. The lawyer's natural brain or 31st January say, we feel on my indefinitely. He has left the shores of Ghana or will feel this jurisdiction indefinitely. Just say, Mr. Speaker, bro, no kind of just saying, we feel anyadi oba na chie day. Sisia, if they had informed special prosecutor say, Yera Kenofria tayari, or Koshen Hoyari, Nede and Bebanoa responded to your core in Kawen Koso. But Yera Jabe Mietias said, per the response given by the lawyers of Yera Kenofria Tano, he has left the shores of Ghana indefinitely. Inti money to sana mon ono yen kan wasem 2 Yera Jabe say omo se omo in ko stage we woni fie no enye ono no ye ono ontu sana mon ono so yen kan wasem inti nkoma bedi na no pembe se eye menua baboa se yen hwe se yen ya ye bu man no ye enya akwanya asom no anytime any day you be called to account to the people no oba value ho ni yen hwe so se aban sesa Emma yem fam mra me say my ban na abantie de mra ebesiesie obi ebetietie obi. No mo say is it witch hunting? Is it tit for tat? Now Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
Titama say tatima.
O say
titama tatima.
I see.
Ananya sa. Sendra Mr. Speaker ye na enye dia. Eno ye ne kan sen. So the enra Mr. Speaker ye ne ye dia and obi ye bia it's not wrong. But said the ye na enye. And we were able to criticize you. So we have every right to push people to account for their deeds, but the right thing needs to be done there. And then will be here. Mr. Speaker, me ametiye. Mako yoko.
Oh, sir.
Yes. Me this year, Jumari no.
Oh.
Me.
So why then?
Same me. You me papa honorable Akosio Ponfosu, former local government minister, or the project by Senior Community Center on the Chrome.
Okay.
Into only a special fund down no SQ by yet to a no out of ignorance. And no more penico, we go on with Nico, I shall say no one baby I'm a continue. No more per se, come killing me in Tino. Yes, almost come but almost kill me political win. Almost buy an almost say. A project now here and nation crack terminal where you see assembly scan and what they come and account for account or be a wife without calling me say be a yen na fear and fees no honorable on handing over notes ni Diana Koy me by on several occasions. I see a chini quite too many idea but Sidan Kenya me say me be meet you no so ye ba constituency no 6 months ye hu there we a dance here even at the police station omudi fa inti ya mase bechiwa tumnemo me bebusabusa onsem no munim said that project was a special funder here upon for Sudibai MPP in 8 years ntumi anye even foundation mate say omodwi foundation ma company bi besi school amanti we are politician there no way no obakom hwenra no mo kanom kikikina that's why na me busa say teta ma tatima and there's nothing like equalization. Yera John Jinapo. Unsendra no narrative no deal or come bra by. But I responded to. It's the penny say Yera Kenoforiata or some Ghana mai. And His Excellency Nanado Danko Kufuado. And he inviting say special prosecutor and inviting no. And ya by no on one one of the operative na banti no. Inviting the sombra no my church and semu. Into but nebena e wo mu wa ha ye na man yosem no we shouldn't go that tangent say e ba ne say nra yewura fanya marking kan bibi na yewura majority leader Kessben e respond ma manage o say amanyofo no we shouldn't create any perception say ye be cover up oh one can say scratch my back
and I scratch yours.
Yes, when we do that, no, NDC as a party we have a responsibility to deliver to Ghanaians. Honorable Nicholas Amankwa Wasam fees are to Abamamin. It is my responsibility to deliver to the good people of Wasa Amenfi East. I have that mandate, and if I fail to do that, did they know me in a me face a challenge home? It's here John Dramani Mahama as his promise to retrieve money, sir. Ako baby a perceived for now because so the person is proving guilty. Want to make us say wabokro no. Mama yama emrano enye adwuma. Emrani adwuma okroma. Yenya kwenya ndisi abanya abayera John Dramani Mahama danwa ya hyehye nfefefe ekona ni magana for boy abaso no obi obenya kwenya sombia mekas say 8 years ago 4 years ago aban me fi so maye ba ma ye check in there ene ye me so office amenyen me hwe say metoto me no maye na ba ne be usual politics normal politics nipa na yade ya frɛ no onkoyi na no say why boni onye boni oh the party are champions wechi we can't build a country like this. Say nipa na you invite no oko yen ka say nipa de why boni abra onye boni nani wo ho asema ya kan you invite na ya jump. But then the question is I'm asking Minister Minia Beyima no say what was the purpose of Nanado or the special prosecutor office no or the buy is to investigate a normal suspect say a year service kebia for baby
corruption related
exactly. And I want sorry sir keke one more specific areas you and I are very much aware of a cathedral Sikakom $58 million. Mr. Speaker, some of the $58 million here fees constituency manwuna gakwan to mosi asumeye. Me the $58 million see me constituency. Me secondary school any park, menya park amomo. Aya a Francia jokwa kwan meye, the rampon stretch kwan meye, meye upon valley kwan, meye wasamampon kwan. Wasa amenfi isa ye here a tertiary education or see benya a nursing training, teacher training, whatever. We will do it. And mebunu benya juma. Am I one toy? Was a Cropon government hospital? Ye be upgrading, ocean markets, ye be a bay pomes can be aka. Emiasa dia bois a year, a mebunu near my men $58 million in a cow was him. So when I would hear him, now we are calling you, say, Brabe Buhun Conta, the speaker, and ye cram check. A yana $58 million near Jabby Bia or Sheba Bia, a Diana is on Bubuno. Ya costi. Ya costi a Diano. Mr. Speaker, what is happening in the country? You know, it is good. Now, media, me and say, Rabbi Juma, near Jaben, and some may say he's doing something to please Yera John Dramani Mahama. Name Obekoswa Yen Jumano. Say, Yen Yabe Bonia, see a patima, on farm running a Juma. Nana don't call Francois. On farm running ejuma. But this is a man who are willing and ready to work under His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo. But he was not given the chance. Do you know why? Na me bana a ankwanoma son of oye okan.
I make crab bar for it.
E ban senti no make auto sanyum. O say why you ready so be ejuma. Now so abino aye what is it? O si akwan. The resources needed to work, are not being provided.
Some the cars or requesting in a demand, Anna.
What say?
The cars are requesting in a demand, staffers are requesting in a man staff. And
on your information, on invited,
you want to buy your baggage of a bulletproof cars.
Exactly. It is a request, no. No, the or say, I buy a hotel so here. Now, Mr. Speaker, share your can of Uriata or opposition now. And you're inviting here. The lawyers to meet your command special prosecutor say the man I want to share no. He has left the shores of this country indefinitely. Before no else any kind none in chair sense yeding. In tia Mr. Speaker.
Indefinitely.
But if they had responded to the man, they say, oh, yare, never saw beba kawemba. So the man shouldn't be blamed much and can afford to do any aji. Say, Mr. Speaker, there should be accountability in this country. And as far as you are a politician, no, me and Metia make us say, yes, so we of once I know already. Now, Menya Bonio, yet Miko Yoko, Mikoko Yima, no, Sierra Kenoforiata, Onya Bone, Omra, no Mama Yina, no. Says Kebiswa Kobebia, we need money to build this country. Come to my constituency a lot of development here. Me school, as I said, the only school, I'm a senior high. We don't have a football pitch. As we speak, some games, some baby school, which is outside the campus. It's going to be difficult for the student to be controlled by a teacher for no. And no more be here. It's a yeska. And nobody amamu na science. Ghana for to abamaye. What the end ye be yema Ghana for ni aje. Ye be yeska. Na wa ska bi abedu nchen wo si ye beje. But ye beje na mremu. Na mama say e witch hunting. E tit for that. Ni wo say titama tat nye den emma. But the ekosono is not tit for that. But accountability. We need to allow the independent investigative body chroma say special prosecutor no obey na juma na yem farmer yo say press conference in Sinanai. The speaker.
Let 54 minutes after 8. This is Kessben 92.9. My member fat should not mean tien. Fat my member should not mean tien.
Because I'm on a quabo. Neja.
I want the
twice super clean. Honorable. If you didn't saw, yes, if you didn't know, I can for baby move, Mr. Somebo. Say if you didn't saw a born and is soon, right? Very beautiful. Oh, sir, honorable. Started very good on his advice. We should try to depoliticize such discussions. But you know. And on no sign a draw in the politics now, so we should depoliticize from this discussion. But that is politicians for you. When it suits our interest, we know how to run around with it. But when him honorable can say in his cameboa, and no Kregan in his capa. Unfortunately, according to the US aid for CK Bay, you see a trim 166 million, 57 million, you see a trim. It means this the time in his cababre pa. I find it very interesting, honorable. You are coming from Parliament. And in his CK. Na say Ghana buying etimi at the contract ma contractor say si adayama Ghana ha see 5,000 housing units meboa at a cost of $200 million. And yes, I net here. $200 million, honorable. Means 5,000 housing units. Contractor no kuku see ya, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah.
When it means 1,000 housing units complete in with the $200 million, no. Na say ni paid na kujina courts. Na say yesi on refund this cano. Na say ne yenya attorney general bi say o sa nipa no boni bi eni wonti eja based on ethics. It meja no so onko. Na so be catch them so Leven is saying what's the name National Cathedral $56 million na and then more important than $200 million obi fanko si dan 5,000 my you see only 1,000. You see the interest here. But we leave it to the jury. Say na your leader Bekano. We leave it to our viewers to judge. Who has this country at heart? Now, interestingly,
in your 8 years, you could have prosecuted.
We were in court. No, you see, no, Mr. Speaker.
All this matter,
Mr. Speaker, let's correct this impression. There is no time limit on trial. Let's correct this impression.
There is not, but
there is no time limit.
I'm just drawing your attention to the assertion saying there was a wrongdoing in America. Said
yes,
you had
so they were in court. They were in court
8 years to prosecute and better still to have a better conviction.
Mr. Speaker, let's correct this impression. Issues he started to say about one thing from last week, the NDC for now. Small about 8 years. I don't know man convict you. Let me put it on record. Government does not prosecute. It does not put people behind bars. And President Kufuor Bayeno and your judge. They obey my answer or do case in court. Now we put it up with defense. So how the case goes is not determined by the president. Let's correct this impression.
But the case is led by the Attorney General.
He is only prosecuting a party to a case. Does not determine how the case goes. You see, I think the NDC had a test case. A very important one now. I don't know for whatever reason they decided to swerve. This is what I'm saying. In 8 years in this opposition now, they had on every single occasion, they had a problem with our judiciary. From unanimous decisions to Supreme Court, or more on presidential petition. On all cases, they had a concern. Our judiciary was challenged. Yes, Mr. Speaker. So this was an opportunity for the NDC to continue some of these cases to the final conclusion. Not judgment in the bar. Then, whatever challenges they had with the court, they could have corrected those challenges. But what did they do? They decided to say, based on ethics and professional discretion, we decided to discontinue these cases. But look at it, very funny. we see yen prosecute obi and yen chase obi for $56 million national category course. And Mr. Speaker, let me put it on record. The New Patriotic Party will not, and let me also repeat it, this is a directive we are not going to shield any former appointee from facing accountability. We'll never do that. But what we are saying is if you want to secure or if you come in for accountability, please do it the right way. Let's not create a precedent. A bet say we are still in the military regimes. I do not, and I'll say this, justify what Honorable John Jinapo go through some 8 years ago. I will not justify it. And I also not justify what happened 2 days ago. Let's condemn all acts. And also call for people, say Sebi, na Eriasi Mewiye. Say OSP, truly, based on charges or listed 5 charges or listed against the former finance minister. No, Mr. Speaker, interestingly, 2nd January 2025. Yeah. And a former finance minister, Choro letter command, the chief of staff, Pari. Send me home for me. Me person me kokope ayarisa. 2nd January. And Okoyen. Last week of January, and OSP Choro Krata man said, me here in an investigation I made here. And also you mate. Says here they me home for me. May your series of medical examinations be also me here. Now me I'll give you the feedback on when I will return back home. There's nothing in there to say or see onim do beba or my reasons. Unfortunately, on the 7th of this month, just some 4 or 5 days ago, the lawyer signed OSP said, yes, sir, this is what the hospital is saying. Say, omo person monitor the conditions not too much. Now say, omo say, still an improvement in Maya. There will be a surgery in March. See, from last week of January to March, how many weeks in Kwa Sebio? So OSP to me train. As far back, look at where this national category issue came up. Look at the ambulance situations. Her charges are boy na. Emrebe ne ba bontin. Me busa
me too.
I'm not bontin last week. And January this year. Some of these issues were in existence as far back 2-3 years ago. It's what me trying all these years to this point of Soya investigations are. What is so difficult? So about trying what will go through the medical treatment in every year. No about answer questions are woman. Obi busa binu busa questions and pay say na sebi yema me said nam tamaklompo a court etimi ebua no say esika ese fama me friend saying kantamanto jo move ma for nya sa sebi ma mi di sika ya odwane ye court ebua no so nko dem 10 years be pemo ne one says a press conference bi akoso kuntan so you declare the fugitive baby obia no so wa ma ya ko fana ba chinchina sa have you seen it anywhere and another
OSP
no. That's what I'm saying, sir. Let's be very careful.
No, I'm saying the president was not in charge of.
No, I'm not saying of OSP. Yeah. Make a statement and I mean make it. This is a manner. Number one, there's no charges against the former finance minister. There's no charges. As it stands now, there's no charges. What he is needed for is to assist in an investigation.
Yes.
So he has not charged him yet. That's number one. And when you remember, one gentleman, also director of communications and I think strategies at the OSP's office on Channel 1 program, and when you recall so, or can and when you remember Ghana for United said number one, only arrest warrant impo for former minister Ken Ofrata. They don't even have an arrest warrant. Yet they went ahead to make a declaration. Say he is a wanted man and he has been declared as a fugitive. And you know what that means?
But if you can't say a wanted man, what does it mean?
Very good. Now let me from law look at this quick one from law, from the point of view of law. Or because it can't be a fugitive or mark 3 presidents. And this 3 presidency, to be very honest, your former finance minister, he does not fall under any of them. And these are the quick one. Let me read it. Also in law, in law, quick one. A fugitive is a person who has fled from custody. 1. Escaped from law enforcement, or is avoiding arrest, prosecution, or punishment for a crime. A fugitive can be an individual or can be an individual of among this any. Escape from lawful custody, such as breaking out of prison or escaping from police custody. Avoid arrest or prosecution. Number 3, violate bills. A bill rather. Bill, say report. One report.
Okay.
So these are the 3 conditions. Me busa anopa we honorable. Mami, among these conditions, see, where you will put our former finance minister, there is none. It's your best. Yanka say he's running away from accountability. Far from that, he will present himself for accountability. We will do that. He will do that. But what is important, and say honorable, let's not continue with this precedent. I set to her since 1992. You talk about your Mr. Speaker. Untimi na ufie. You talk about we na buying sana say we a friend to even the outgoing government. Now we have to show because who so be credit about boti. You talk about 2024 we who never see about thing. I'm for offices. Echo drag you out of office. We saw all these situations. That is what we are trying to speak against. Say this democracy is growing and it can only become better if we condemn some of these acts and look at it from the right point of view. Yeah, yes, sir, Mr. Speaker, you to say yeah. Sabio honorable, son of can say Yoku some 8 years ago, yes, sir. And now what by more? Meaning from Sabio Emre Ninkaso. So what if tomorrow, as a son, we should use that same parameter say certain a nay because OSP no Sabio no son of candidate or a creature of our government, and yes, sir. Yen then the buy and no chesi and kaya how saying yen. But the point is that we support everything he does.
So the concerns again for clarity purposes, no, the OSP when you're happy about it,
we are not happy, and I think we've registered that's our
to have done a press conference.
No, he had every right to do his press conference, put any information he wants to put out there, but we believe, sir, to a point of declaring the man a fugitive, in that extent, we go too far. And I've stated in law what one will do to be classified as a fugitive. The former finance minister has number one, on cast or mom responded to questions at war.
Yes, but you don't dictate the pace.
No, yes.
The letter dated 7 February 2025. Addressed to the Office of the Special Prosecutor, and it says that Kisia Jabin, the Special Prosecutor, Office of the Special Prosecutor, State Hills, Lassie Avenue, blah blah blah. Direction to attend the Office of the Special Prosecutor. Further to our letter dated 31st January 2025. And in response to yours, dated 5th February 2025, we write as solicitors for Kenneth Ofori Atta in respect of the above subject, which was addressed to our client and in which we were copied. Please find attached hereto a document indicating that our client is receiving medical attention at Mayo Clinic in the US, detailing his appointment and timelines suggestive of a post-match date where when our client may be able to be in Ghana. We shall be grateful if any attendance in person required by your August office is fixed, taking into account the medical report from his doctors, counting on your usual cooperation. Now, this is the letter written on the 7th of February. Orakisia Jabe said the earlier correspondence on lawyers a true an engagement.
Yes.
I mean, the rationale of Oraken Oforiata Eyarino did not come up. So this one seems to be more or less, an afterthought after several correspondence.
Mr. Speaker, what kind of letter Nasha said now? Omo indicate he said this is in response to a letter they wrote, I think, on 31st January. So less than a week. Within a period of 1 week. So 31st to 7th February, just 7 days.
So 31st January, there was a letter.
There was a letter
on the 5th of February, there was a letter.
And the 5th of February.
And then the 7th of February, there is another letter.
So within a space of 7 days, there have been 3 letters. And no catch him, sir, Nipa way and you're willing to avail himself for investigation. Is that possible? No. The reasoning behind it or declare no as a wanted man, no, I think that he should have taken his time a bit over there. Obedience no kinds of investigations. And I'm happy. So today, the NDC will acknowledge that there is an office called the OSP. Ababa say Babi stay. I'm very happy.
No.
We have him, Madam Sisla, the pie she's by investigation will clear.
Now
they had a more consensus. I'm happy. You see, the good thing is that we are growing a nation. And some of these state institutions are very, very important. This is the same OSP who cleared, let me use it that way, cleared former President John Mahama of any wrongs doing in the Airbus scandal. It's the same office. So I'm happy. So today, both political parties, we've come to admit. So we have an office called the OSP. I am going to mean say obey investigating corruption and corruption related activities. But what we are saying is say on slow down kakra in some of the things he do. Because quite say you make say theatrics, quite say I'm calling the man more some last year and the honorable episode of the explanation they say abandon previous government frustrating, very serious, honorable.
Yeah.
Do you have evidence to that effect?
Oh yes.
Oh correct. They said that.
Yes.
The budget you the call you bulletproof cars in our cars op yantama. So what was the frustration there?
It speaks volume.
Honorable. So make it was a theatrics, and I appreciate it. It was just an act via or putting it up just to mean kind of say to get public sympathy and public attention. Which yesterday was repeating the same thing. It's here yes say we are not going to run away from accountability. Okay. Former appointees, and I'll repeat it again. We are former appointee. Now say where you for instance here MP Dr. Mustafa Hamid, who declared he's under investigation. The man yesterday indicated say unknown also a person of interest in that investigation. No, as now we invite that. So yet you come out to the public and declare to the nation say he is under investigation. How is that? Is that possible? I believe say your arrest and invitation me boa. Say me here wa I invite you. No betra wasem. Say me say me detain you. Then we detain you becomes an arrest. Yes sir. Number one, we invite Mustafa Hamid. We arrest no. We issue any official document. Just say ne boni awaye nie. Na no be na media nim now say to go say ya he is under investigation for 1.something billion Ghana cedis and some be best no. You nim say wiki mu. Ora at the report come president. It week I say ye criteria busy. Say be anywhere being busy at all cost. Ye best they should slow down a bit on some of these charges. Now ya kukuni penny mas ye no chine bi say honorable say ye don't call yoku ya Simon ke ba person be ke guni ni mas nyesa. Ye we na ho say na boni bi eni ho nyesa honorable. It be they make Kenyan say we should be guided in how we call for accountability. Na ya nkwan tarnish the image of people sebio omunye boni bia dem pese mekanyina no
fat me that say honorable MP lawyer for Kessben can just ochia na ya frɛ unianom why
cancel my fro by chemi
what problem na me tell I mean to Osimadu
yes Kwame
Kessben
ora oforiata ene kisia jaben Kwame if you free say bia yes ebiana you are not run normal yi Kwame free now let me tell you adani best one be na maintain crime na metimi maintain crime so maintain crime na Kwame o say bibi jatawi ede jatabi edo wa na behuno oso akofa jataba enye no na onyina na abehunu Kwame the appointment of Kisia Jabin NPP was divided. I'm telling you the appointment of Kisia Jabin because of Anas Arimio Anas that acquire Anas didn't pass through Krumhasi. When you are involved in a issue, you do the publication to denigrate you, run you down before one more opportunity to hear and sign and confirm. Bebano, ne ya exonerate you, no wa kill or career, wa damage you image. The same strategy ni bena papa no use no. Mr. Foria tamunko for no Gabi Oche da komonwa. People stood against your friend say Kisia Jabin say Mr. Ayikwe to ho Addison ho that some people who were pen say omofanye the special prosecutor that who kofa jatababa that is anabe the man is working. When you read the Special Prosecutor Act, everything that is doing, it is in line with the act and the law. I just don't like the idea. Declaring the man wanted is too harsh. Come the cry back up. Papa ne se me hodo dome. O se nya no cry. What do you have to do? Mr. Kwakubaku was given ammunitions. When I say ammunitions, it is not guns. He was given everything to go and investigate President Mahama, President Rollins, and was Switzerland. Say, or gold jewel shop bi was Switzerland. Mewa.
Kessben.
Addison, Dubai. Mr. Addison.
Yeah.
Trip to Dubai. To investigate Amaridi. The man is saying that I'm sick. And I want a specific hospital, a renowned hospital in US. At the end of the day, say, oh, cross check say, such a person, is it true? So about on one pa. Say, be a no call on one. Just check the date. Start from there. Power sir. Don't yell who say, may ya be to assist the current government playing to the gallery. Me ye bibia mama who say me ye duma. Power sir. I told you the other time, say Nelson Mandela. Eko restaurant no kwa kudidi. Honorable. Oko restaurant no mu say one the team. No who say Abrante bito. And also, mo frɛ papa no to no be Johnny table. And the man came. Papa no buy no didi na ne sa sheki sa. Ne sa wo sheki sa. And the papa sorry say opeso oko. No so man ko. Oko na Nelson Mandela busa ne nkofo ne say, what do you think about this man? I friend so many bididi no. Almost say asa yare bi wono so. Ebi say oh, bia o warehuo mu no say da bi ntisa. This is the man. And that time na me da jail. Ada ye be boom e pa no a esu kom be dem a metiem say I'm thirsty me pensuo no. This is the man will come and stand ordine ne nan e be bobe ko ho no adun so de agumi so pee on me. Today the power has switched, flipped. It will feel say be a take revenge and tisa. Power sir, when you're very careful. This thing that you're doing is unnecessary. You are inviting unnecessary enemies to yourself. Nobody can run away from this country if you want to investigate the person. What kind of cheap propaganda is this? Who can run away with this country? A huge personality like this can run away from investigation. Ghana. We are a member state of Interpol. Where are we heading towards as a country? Debbie. Baby, I corner a true Kwame. Ye can ni sadi any few. Mr. Fariata bet me a disika no crack. Kwame, on one party for Kwame ni obani ni the other papa ne yo. They make on but we should put everything into its position. The publicity we are giving to Ghana, not to Fariata.
Investigation,
yes. And publicity at this country is too bad. We have to be very careful. President Mahama came to fix this country. It is not only say fix the economic indicators. I follow the inflation, the exchange rate. No. This kind of sub-impervious nonsense. Denigrate people for people to get a political points. It start from President Kofo's time. When the government, you change the government, denigrated President Wallace, and then Kofo, where you Kofo, where you do at them, Tony, you do you good and all these things, and I didn't want to now fix it, reset this country. You reset this country, not some money now. You done hope. Open the new chapter of Ghana. Kwame, this is the bad publicity for this country if you don't know. Unless you don't understand international diplomacy. It's a bad image. Oforiata the advan account, a bedroom nebino, obi subaba, obey the same thing, and yet Airbus issue an account him now come then yet. And the bad publicity for this country. But come and make us say. Enra, as I'm the Bible. I'm an officer. I took my time to watch the media houses. Their infographics that Omu post here. And I took three media houses, including Yaya Day. Now, the news Omu break here, and the infographics are a wabontin. I took my time to read some of the commentaries. Now, who read the commentaries now? It be 1,005 commentaries. It be 2,000. It be 500. So the 1,000, I'll take my time to read about 100. I took my time, Kwame. Did you see that? Potentially, NPP communicators will better. The communication directorate will divide. On
this issue.
On this issue. When I read the commentaries, Honorable, I realized that some NPP people were jubilating
for the Kisija.
Yes. Not Sebia. You declare Papa don't wanted. But some of them were happy because of a real work on their BM. Tell you. Me share comment near banner. Me to be clicking the panel say is the person real and NPP person. You see, say the profile picture is either Nana Danko Kufuado and your NPP emblem, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, Mr. Kennedy Japan. You understand? The over clickers no be share nipa the post no and you clear and these NPP activities. Me say people should go to social media and check Sameboa. NPP people.
Are happy?
Yes, some of them are happy. Some of them are happy because they think that this is the man. The bia make us Kwame who to me out. Aya you saw you of one sa no atwonsa. And the Ghana your politics necessary. Lutin make NPP for say how they are govern Ashanti region. The President Mahama or Mahuya Ashanti region bedroom be 50-50 in the next 3 elections if they don't take care. Because Rollins never kuya papa ni mama no omo ewu omo 99 2005 they don't give a they don't give a damn with all this politics. They make a right say and then obi wo political party na who do they don't care, they can celebrate because they think that this is the man, together with Mr. Amoakwata, council abolished Roto without any tangible explanation. Say it created traffic. Meanwhile, Roto, people with disabilities, about 80% of them are NPP people. And you select or say Celebaya or Benya Dumaya Meboa. And 1 year you media free ho. My men no tongue sokodia your tongue cocoding cat or the shanna mat in the man. 1 moment in the Jania bomb. Nipa yes, then you are my free Kwame. We will be free road to Numua on better funeral. You promise them man. One for Sikana Momo. I yare phone sa ba one was some yachwomo. They will jubilate. I'm telling you, they will jubilate because they think that this is the man that passed formed an ad hoc economic management committee to oppose Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, former vice president, who stood against the passing of e-levy, and they bypassed the man to form an ad hoc economic management team with Mr. Osafo to pass such a killer, a dear man, a bad publicity, a can't want the man NPP co-position. People will jubilate. People will jubilate because Mr. Foriata, after cabinet meeting, NPP cabinet meeting, they agreed, say, there's no way our better sad debt exchange, nipa 800,000 retirees. And the party opposition, they agreed. The party executives were part of the meeting. They all agreed and signed. They bypass them and convinced the Kufuado. So let us do it. And they did it and sent the party to opposition. This is the man who was acting as a de facto vice president. So people will jubilate. People will jubilate. I'm telling you. This is the man that made Japan say takradi. The first time he touched the takradi, the project stalled. Mr. Foriata and no Pia Foriata.
Kumasi Airport store ya before the election Euforiata. Kumasi project omo ya interchange is 5 omo amwakwata de na no kokaye sika omo set aside so omo de baba ya opeja asame de koya de foforo munya abotre na me kofofa de bia ba ma Euforiata it be say Kwame what the asma make market on the wall. People should go to the social media and chase the various news portals and start reading the commentaries. And I'm seeing Nyame say the NPP communication directorate will be divided on this issue because the man has caused mess our party. May I ask for the charges here they bought on the day? Near Shababy or Lucy free banner. Then we can sit down and pass a good judgment. Okay.
May I say 22 after 9 Mami and now I say now Mami kind of messages in Libya Abba messages Zach Eddie Free Jura Eddie Abba or say the NPP guy is misleading the public. A black date of vetting was that, but because of Wednesday, they did not sit. I don't know what you are talking about, though, Zach. Thank you. Mamin Kai, we say, good morning, Mr. Speaker. I'm PM Atta Kaswa. I think the OSP should take time on Ken Oforiatta. Was he not in the country when Ken openly said he was a problem? He had a problem with his liver. OSP, why are you rushing from February to March? It's not too far. Thank you for a message. This one says that, good morning, Speaker. Please, I'm Ima. The NPP man is a big liar. Do he think we are fools? I mean, the idea of what we're trying to throw her. Thank you for a message. Good morning, Mr. Speaker. God bless you for not defending what is evil as your brother is doing. Thank you for your message. Please tell Honorable Nicholas to fix upon Valley Road from Samini or the way free Nyame Bechere at the day Abba. Nicholas Amikan just upon Valley kind of fix it. Neja Kasa now bet now Nicholas, thank you. This one says that please remind the NPP communicator Ken Oforiatta teamed up with his uncle Nanado to have Japa jailed, but it did not work. Japa is definitely coming for a revenge. Thank you for a message. Ken Japa the idea. Ken Japa Dominic Kemensa alias Old Soldier from Ashaman. Mahama is working hard to jail NPP men. We love that. God bless President Mahama. Thank you for your message. Good morning, Mr. Speaker. I really appreciate your program. You guys are doing great. We appreciate you for watching us this morning. Thank you. Good morning, Speaker. Please, I hope you are great. Please and please again, what is happening at Asekwa and then I don't get you. Asekwa and Ablakwa South. Abuakwa South, that is what you mean to say. It's not good at all. Our water bodies is now a problem because of Galamsey. And even if we talk about it, they do not care. They have entered the Tiwa forest and mining with impunity. Thank you for your message. Pacho, Odia and Onowese. My name is Kojo from Teshi. Good morning, Mr. Speaker. God bless you and your team. Indeed, Ken Oforiatta must respond to all the allegations leveled against him. We say, Adabraka, I'm watching you guys. God bless you for the good work you are doing for Mother Ghana. Raymond sends this one in. I say, good morning, Mr. Speaker. The NDC Member of Parliament has truly spoken well. The NPP was equally doing politics with the whole thing. If it was bad yesterday, it is bad today, and it must be condemned. But Ken Oforiatta must face the law. Thank you for a message, with the Abba. Now we're coming back to the Attorney General and Dr. Dominic Ayene and justification as to the reasons in here what discontinue a lot of cases are now a work court. Mame share and was say and I'm memorable. So Mame so just 2 minutes each on your rebuttals. Now Yemra the other topics.
Oh, Speaker Amenda was saying the American far area Ken Oforiatta ne OSP and someone said but Bobby Ziga shared the zeal near here. He was very passionate, speaking to the point, Ninia and said, Osha, Munia ya Kaseria and I advise say, Yera Ken Oforiatta. So Yarea the and find yourself. nyame ya adom na ne ho to na ombra no me yin semano because this is the finance minister parliament cry here na omba kromo ha this is the finance minister or spend it without resorting to parliamentary approval. This is the finance minister see the nana is yera zigaka no omutumi yi road tour na it was legally bound that they need to come to parliament to seek parliamentary approval omo here without doing this. So enko yese o kai se o abaimu ana ena me de me me denso ne se yen amanyofo ni nyina no yenye se yenya independent bodies a yema omo kwan omba ye adwuma nti yema omo nya adwuma ne me yese ye mahama kwesi ajaben ajapa is not a japa no ni controls of Begazes special prosecutor onye de oye no ono ana ye na adwuma yen hwe se na namo na wotu no se ade bi omu na enye a emfamra kwema we criticize that but ye ne de omo ase ye benye sika hwie egu no yen sabe ka bi nan sell as detriment to yen politicians ni say what buying was why you don't take advantage to do a no maybe more mine no na what buying fee so na ye chase because ye in Ghana the see when say it is only NDC and the party ni ye bone a otumika abra o power ma sebe anamobi o ha otu. Look at what happened to your sister Vicky Hammer. Now otike amudi nkomo si onya $1 million ah ade amanyo sempo bi a onye bi manado be yeyi na di MPP abemu obi die nyan na ehempase ekosi sen. So they were praising anya yewura we na ye ho adwuma special prosecutor
kisi ajame
say he handled yewura ye mame sisi other package no onyo yes obi kan keke a vision say minya nanso ehun say wadwe ho no ko ade when the opportunity is given to you baby
I see
you nanso obi de ne de obi nyan e ma ne hyempase what happened to that's the difference enti ehun say aban bia ne wa so waban mu a NDC ne Ram Mahama ne Prof Samuel Kwana ebi ne nipa ye bone a oye den oka enti so ofi so na se ekọ cancel ana ye witch hunting but on ne say member say yenya power nti ube ye witch hunting no yenya power yemfa nye emra pepepe say ene ya ba power no ochina so ebia ne no but what is happening here is never witch hunting.
Okay,
ayemra ne ye na adwuma you know see the wheel of justice travel slowly ya den a ebedu ho nti yewura kenoforiata ne de adu a nyame mu ano onya hoden omra back normal respond to issues no baby esem ramu no onye boni enya no Mr. Speaker me call yoko amenye boni see a jame me wa ha. And what I don't like in my life say paying back. When I was DC 2016 when we lost power I was attacked by all the top hierarchies omwa me east omra me kuniku. And so even when we won power 2020 maybe boss no more to
we need
me MP no mini parliamentary no maybe board crown no more to no. Mr. Speaker over to me I call back to me constituency say my opponents say you bune be board back umpa. I told my people say no reason no more to abama no inti so ye na nya mo man nko but ye na weziga energy ane de kana you say when anado they were doing that to some people in this country, you know. Ghana for any voice to say. And then before Kaso, Yaya DNA and yet into me as part of resetting agenda. Into Mudiana Moyani Diana Yana. It was not good yesterday.
It is not good today.
It's not good today. But when it wasn't good yesterday, you know, went to me. Should we continue? When did you realize we should reset the country? When did you realize? Who opposition now? Who opposition yeah? Is that a question? When you were in office, no. What was that? No. It's Mr. Speaker. What have the Manusi? What have the Manusi? Manusi say. You will be surprised. You will.
Well, don't worry.
You will. Yes, you will. The Speaker. You be see. You be resource to 2 minutes. But you say nra. And then so but remember, I perceive say, and no be here no near Okromba. What did we say when the house of Yera John Jinapo was invaded As he said it on the floor yesterday, you MP people are in this country.
Say your phones and laptop.
Exactly. What did you say? All the members of parliament who were on their feet, yesterday, defending Yura Kenoforiata, criticizing the movement of Yura OSP. No, they were in the chamber with Yura Ken. What is it? Jinapo. Omo can say, but then and then going forward, no. When we are starting from today, you have a parliament of 1 year, and then I Mahama. What about reset agenda? Oh no, a timpa unique. Into every reset and you have so china. You have a call. No be so bad no the aboy and sebaman. Then MPP communicated they will not be happy because they were not happy. Say 11 yomu tuebi. Betting tax omu tuebi. COVID-19 tax omu account for omu tuebi. On my borrowing e ba here near Rakenoforia. Okay. State institution like SIC egu. State insurance egu.
But omo
year juma about how effective it is. Whose responsibility to help the company function. State institution it's saying here talk us near there. And government na we dia no. Who now patronize then the private will come in. And then another abreso. No mo omo ye dey. All ni nyina was under era keno for ya. Ye to me judge no abra finally ye hu ni say boni say no aye. Nyame ya adom no tie apo so yale. Omra. Ye rejabe say you can run. Also that you can die. Mama also you can run but you can't hide. Inti ni konso amete nyame bo na mbenya akwanya ochene bia. Anasisi ameso no ma hwe yie. So china party no wa. Exactly.
May I say, fact Bramwona Minjio
honorable. You see, we've been around for a while. The third Nasa Seminars and you two are let's be guided how we communicate it. Who can send a co-position in a say Nyanyasa? That's not kind of no, that's what you said. Say and they opposition was a Sasuma and Yasuba Panesa.
The so mama seconds per me say, you're a John Jinapo, or a member of parliament, Moody be here no. The colleagues and Kamoshi. None of the year of a candy by Romoka. In Tiana, no one will say, and then that's the question.
Okay, very good, very good. You see, honorable Mr. Wibray, sir, change of government, and it's a Komoye a Batabata. Sebio, in 2009, you would issue your money. I don't like repeating this discussion. 2009. And also by way honorable. So should we do this? That's the question I'm asking you to. So at this point, who are by Munne? Maybe it suits your interest into a year.
And suits me that.
Thank you.
But no can say you.
No, you see, I condemned one. I condemned the Japa 2 days ago. Oh, for a friend saying finance minister fear. It was wrong. Let's condemn it. If John Jinapot 9 years ago went through that same thing, then let me also tell you. 16 years ago, President Akufo-Addo, then candidate Akufo-Addo, in 2008 elections, so could we na otu kwine, Mr. Speaker, or full plane we are in the car, you be seen airport no, your tam car na the call ye, meboa. Former President Akufo serve Ghana we as former president. The private officer, yes, the man and crab on things so, but people na me busa, Mr. Speaker. Office no info. We saw what happened. So the question is that
what of former President Mahama and now President?
Please. Honorable, if we want to do that kind of recycling of discussions, and why discussions now? Anytime I say moving forward into the future now, we cannot come back in 8 years after change of government and go back to the same discussions. And why democracy?
We get you.
It does not help our democracy. So that is what I'm trying to say. Etiman can say be an opposition to who say any. Honorable, let me say this. See, in as much as we won't take revenge, somebody out there will take revenge. So we need to speak against it today.
That was expecting you to speak against it yesterday when you were in office.
You see all this. So today you can't speak against it.
You can
speak against it. No, you are allowed. You can speak against it. Honorable, Mr. Speaker, the interesting thing is OSP. Now there's a lot of monitor time. OSP who quite so obey to Afro be Ghana or who saw to me no. No me sereno. When one creative president be a or the name as sa e baba be ha amanfo adwene o man mu. De me kan nyina no. It mesre minia. And the Mebra Penyizi Gakai, and I think that it's very beautiful with the new patriotic party. So we can have divergent views on issues like this. There's nothing wrong with that. And we've expressed it. And I know some of my colleagues who have also expressed their views on